Alright, hello people from the internet. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The time has come for me to play on stream once again. So here we are about to start a crawl game. Now on on the topic of the Metroidvanias, playing Indivisible made me realize that probably it won't work playing Metroidvanias on stream because I don't know. Now that I've tasted Rabi Ribi, well, that was a couple of years ago, but most recently, now that Tebi has reignited my enjoyment for difficult Metroidvanias, I don't really want to play um, uh, the ones that I was thinking of, with maybe the exception of Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight does overcome a barrier of difficulty that I am satisfied with. The other ones, Indivisible, Iconoclast, Bloodstained, they're not nearly as difficult. Um, and I don't really want to play those on stream. In fact, I don't even know if I want to play those off stream. Um, but yeah, there was another one that I was thinking that it would be cool if I could play on stream. I've been playing Metroid Dread on the Steam Deck because I figured out how to emulate Switch in the Steam Deck, and I've been enjoying that a good amount. But the issue is that I don't have any way to stream from the Stream Deck. And I don't know, or rather, I don't have a way to capture so that I can stream it because, like, there's no way that the Steam Deck has enough power to stream a Switch game and play the Switch game at the same time. Um, because otherwise, I could, like, theoretically, I could stream crawl from the Stream Deck, but from the Steam Deck, but whatever. Anyway, let's start a random character, play random character. For Mrs. Necromancer. I don't want to play that, but sure. Yeah. I figured that this is way to a good way to play crawl. Because it's not like I can willfully start something like a cat, right? So the only way for me to play a cat is if I get it through here. Hey, look at that! I got a book of callings with Blaze Heart Column. Fire summoning. Okay. Yeah, I did hear that people have died by using this. So I won't use it. I don't think that I'll ever use that spell. I guess it's nice for them that they enjoy it, but I don't enjoy using spells that potentially can kill me. Another spell that might be interesting is Curse of Agony. Curses a foe, halving the remaining health after the next two times that the caster strikes them in melee. So doesn't cost that much mana, and it is a spell that directly enhances your melee. So to make it more obvious that Necromancer is supposed to be like a melee complementary skill, according to the developers. Perhaps that's why I have never really liked it as much as other things like Fire Magic. Um, I'm gonna miss this server. I was playing before this server was a thing, and I will probably play a bit after this server stops being a thing. But I still had a good. Oh no! What have I done? Uh, Oof, I didn't even think about the possibility of this happening. I could abandon the Shining One and it's fine. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it as in I'll not cast any necromancy. Um, Not as in I will abandon the Shining One. Yeah, between abandoning the Shining One and abandoning necromancy, I think that I know which one I would like to abandon first. I was talking about something before the jump scare with the abandoning or with the penance. And I completely forgot about what I was talking about. I just found a core staff of speed, which is a pretty respectable weapon at this point in the game. The only unfortunate thing is that it is actually pretty expensive, so it is not something that I can just choose to use. Um, I wish listed it in case I survive for long enough to actually be able to buy it, but who knows how that is actually gonna go. Yeah, okay. Lucky me, got curing instantly. But of course, this is not particularly great. I don't like the fact that I am using now a +2 dagger. I wish I had a better weapon. This is not a better weapon. Ring of Evasion is a pretty good find. And another Ring of Evasion. Okay. That's actually a pretty big deal. Look at my evasion now. When I have Acrobat enabled, I have 36 evasion. So I can actually run away from things at this point in the game very consistently. Young Gossip, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I don't care about that. Yeah, this started as a Necromancer, by the way. Oh, come on, dude. Okay, let me... Oh, man. Why are you doing this? Yeah, you're boring me. If you know you're boring people, why do you choose to do it regardless? Um, Dude, I don't even have money to give anyone in the first place. Who needs to worry about attacks of opportunity when you have 21 evasion? It's actually 36. Um, yeah, it's actually 36 when I'm moving. That's why I don't have to worry about attacks of opportunity. Chat messages. Spam, scams, or bots. Bots. Bot sales. Okay. Block this user. Alrighty, we can continue. Yeah. Haven't played Crawl since my Oni Alchemist win, and I don't particularly care about what is that. Oh, these are the things that, like, if they hit you, you have to roll in the floor because they just hit you. You know what? Those enemies are kind of cool. Though I do think it's pretty funny how people. Oh no, I have died. Oh no, I have not died. I'm fine because I can do this. Okay, with almost any other character, I would have already died. I still am not free of risk. I can definitely die here, but man, two of them is actually really rough, especially for this character. I don't have anything. I think the only way to not die is to shaft. Okay, you shake off the liquid fire. Still pretty spooky, let me tell you. Okay, yeah, if you get butterflies, don't read any more scrolls, because otherwise something silly is gonna happen and you're gonna die. Vulnerability, teleport, enchant weapon, sure. Immolation, identify, which identifies mutation, and a scroll poison, okay. 1,000,000 evasion equals 0 evasion. Yeah, evasion is a placebo. What are you doing here? Oh, I guess the Jeremiah's HP got nerfed because Jeremiah had like a million HP earlier, like 90 HP, I remember, and no longer has a glaive, which yeah, I think it's fine. At this point in the game, a Trident of Draining is much more of a useful tool for whatever character you happen to be playing than a glaive. Oh, it looks that I'm going to die because I keep finding monsters that I cannot deal with. And I keep being forced to go down. Okay, yeah, sure. It's not like this run started well or anything. You know, it really sucks seeing these orcs because, to begin with, why am I on the 8? I'm experience level 4. I'm just gonna quit this. This is ridiculous. Man, I hate this game. I wish this game wasn't like this. Spriggan Conjurer. Whatever. I shall honor good old Sky. Sky used to love Spriggan Conjurer. So that was all that Sky played. Spriggan Conjurer. I've been wondering how Sky would play the game with Bombard, because Sky used to always go for Iron Shot. The Sky combo was Spriggan, whatever, of Sifmuna, and Sky only cast Iron Shot, and then channeled with Sifmuna back when channeling cost hunger instead of piety, and then just cast more Iron Shots until everything was dead. Very much an effective playstyle. Oh, you know what? I should, yeah, just focus on this. Or maybe I should focus on this actually, because the aptitude for that is a lot better. Okay, will I get killed by this bat? Considering that bats only deal 1 damage, it's actually pretty difficult to get killed by a bat, especially if you're at full HP. But I'm a Spriggan, so who knows? What do we have here? Scroft LA, Beast Talisman. We don't care about those, right? Like, I think it's kind of unfortunate, or rather underwhelming, that Beast Talismans are not. No, I went downstairs by accident. That Beast Talismans are not the kind of item that makes you think, oh, that looks cool. I want to use it. It's like the kind of item that if I find on D1 I want to use. No, they're not really that. How much? Shapeshifting +2. You know what? I could maybe use it, but I am not really gonna do so. Um, yeah, especially because it's only Beast Talisman. It's not like high enough impact for me to actually want to use it. Um, Yeah, why was I D8? Why was I on D8 as an experience level 4 character? Why do Formissive Shafting have to, or like, why does it even have the ability to shaft you for more than 1 floor? It's pretty crazy. But what do I know? All that I know is that people should play Tevi. That game's pretty awesome. Recently, I've been watching a little bit of Tetris. Like I've been watching some Tetris streams, and that game is pretty crazy. I don't think I have the patience to get good at Tetris, but it does look like the kind of game that if I cared, I would find it greatly enjoyable because it is a game where like you are a bit subject to RNG, but only a teeny tiny bit. It's more your skill, right? What is this? Oh, it's like it's Guardian Golem, but reworked, and it summons a Flayed Ghost. Okay, I do think that having a spell that summons a Flayed Ghost is kind of spicy. This thing is, yeah, it's Wereblood or Song of Slaying or whatever you call it. But now it's in Necromancy. Funny thing, like Song of Slaying was a charm, and then charms got removed, and then it got turned into Wereblood, and then transmutations got removed. Does that mean that Necromancy is the next thing to be removed because now that spell is in Necromancy? Three strength, is that normal for a Spriggan or have I been drained? I'm a Spriggan mage. Mages already started with very, very little amounts of strength, and Spriggans also have very little strength, so yeah, it is normal. I have not been drained. If I had been drained, it would appear in parentheses the actual amount that I have. Trying to bring back evaporation. I don't think that will ever happen um, because of the whole bottling corpses thing that evaporation had going for it. This book is actually really good. I think that I'm gonna go Behemoth. Um, Not that one. This one. That's interesting. I could maybe get that for Blink. Okay, let's keep going. A pretty cool shop. I was thinking Behemoth, but I could also go Gosak. Gosa gives me mana after all with Potion Petition. It gives me money to buy those books. Mm, maybe. Another Amulet of the Acrobat, sure. So yeah, also another reason why I'm playing in this random character account instead of playing in my normal account is because my last game there was a win of Oni Alchemist, and I kind of want to play more Oni and more Alchemist, but I have 100% win rate on both Oni and Alchemist, and I don't want to sully that by playing more, because you know how it is with this game. It's like unavoidable that you're gonna die. So I might as well die on an account where it doesn't matter if I die. Yeah, on the bright side, I have 27 intelligence because I found an intelligence ring, so hopefully that will help me cast. Yeah, I know that going for conjurations as a Spriggan is probably not the greatest thing because of the low or the terrible aptitude for spell or for conjurations. But I like conjurations and I don't like Spriggan, so might as well use something that I like um, to like try to win the game with this species that I don't like. I'm a bit curious about playing cat, not gonna lie, but I won't willfully start a cat. Alright, that was a new worm that apparently now ensnares you. Kinda scary. Priest. Okay, with the amount of HP that I have as a Spriggan, and that is one of the things that I really do not like about Spriggan, I cannot hope to fight that. Like, even as an experience level 5 character, if I was fighting the priest one-on-one, it still just smites me twice, and on all but the weakest rolls of smite, it kills me, which is pretty sad. But that's just how it is with a Spriggan. At least you can run away from things. I wonder if Natasha says something new now that Natasha has. I'm not gonna be able to kill that guy. If I'm gonna do that, I might as well do it from the stairs. Oh, okay. And I find the priest, so yeah, we're not doing that at all. I'm just gonna skip the rest of this level. Lots of Uvetuvi here. And unfortunately, I am so fragile as a Spriggan that like the Uvetuvi actually can kill me. They're really weak enemies, and I can still die to them because of Spriggan. Oof, but I can run away from them at least, which is not so bad. Oof, 10 damage magic dart. Is that like a max damage roll? I suspect it's not. I bet that is like 3 dice of 4. Um, the next, or like the max damage from Natasha with the magic dart. Yeah, 3 dice of 4. Still hit me for 10, which is a pretty large amount of damage. Okay. My magic darts were pretty pitiful, but at the end of the day, I was able to use magic dart to beat Natasha. It does help that it cannot miss because Natasha has low HP and high evasion. Um, how much range do you have for your thing? Okay, yeah, I figured that I can kite them. Probably completely unintended, but I'm a Spriggan, might as well take advantage of my Sprigganness. Talking about taking advantage of my Sprigganness, I'm just gonna run past this thing. I really want to skip this level. This is the D4 that I saw earlier that I said I'm gonna skip this, and I do still want to skip it. Especially now that I know the level has grinder. Come on. Okay. Yeah, go down these stairs because those other ones had too many Ufetubi that can unfortunately kill me. Is this thing two-hander for Spriggans? No, it's not. Okay. Might as well equip it. No reason not to, even though I really shouldn't be meleeing anything as a Spriggan, especially a Spriggan with 3 strength. Okay, what do we have here? We got Gosak. We don't have. Oh no, we do have Behemoth. So we can choose between the gods that I mentioned earlier, Gosak and Behemoth. Um, I think that I should go Behemoth because, see, if I go Gosak, I can get the spells instantly, pretty much. Like before there, I would already have the spells in my library, but I wouldn't be able to cast them regardless because my aptitude for conjurations is so bad. But Behemoth helps a good amount with that. Um, and so by the time I would be able to cast the spells with Behemoth, I would also probably already have the money just from like exploring. So Behemoth seems like the correct choice to me. Let's go back. Um, yeah, not quite the Sky build because Sky liked Sif Muna a lot, and I don't like Sif Muna, so we're not going Sif Muna. Hey, look at that! Was that instant deadly poison just from going downstairs? No, I went downstairs, the scorpion missed, and then I used Searing Ray once, and then I got lethally poisoned. Okay, 17 evasion, by the way. Evasion is not real. And I drink up attraction. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, this is not survivable, I think. The only way for me to survive this is if I somehow kill this guy before this guy kills me. And considering how we already saw that it is perfectly capable of one-shotting or like literally applying deadly poison in one turn, I don't think that I'm gonna kill it. Or maybe I will. Maybe I just got exceedingly unlucky earlier. Ah man, Crawl has a lot of like randomness. I wish it wasn't like that. Um, it's something that like when I was really young, I didn't like turn-based games because of this thing that I'm feeling now after so many years of playing Crawl. It's just like randomness. Um, and it was not only randomness, but it was also the fact that like what I imagined by turn-based game was like those RPGs that you could just like buy infinite full heals and revives and just like keep reviving your team or whatever whenever they died during combat. So combat wasn't really dangerous or anything. It was more like the tedium of grinding the consumables uh, or getting lucky with beating the combat and that kind of thing. Crawl doesn't even have the grinding part, so if you get unlucky, you just get unlucky, and that's just how it is. Um, but at least then the run ends and you go and play a better game, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think I care about. Or do I? Does Acrobat work with the channeling of Searing Ray? I actually don't know. It's a lot of nulls. One of which has a net. Okay, it does work with the channeling, so I should keep it on for a while. Yeah, it is actually really strong if it works with the channeling. So now I am drained because I used a potion of Degen, and that reduced my strength to 1. There's a Steam Dragon there. We're not going down these stairs. So Steam Dragon can easily one-shot me at this amount of HP. On an unlucky roll, I just die. And not to mention that it leaves clouds that deal damage that is greatly mitigated by armor class. Something that I do not have. So yeah, fighting that is literally a way to die without anything that I could do about it. I don't enjoy it when there's like literally nothing that you can do other than run away. Um, I like it when, oh, if I use this technique and that technique, I can probably avoid death, you know, or I can maybe even win. But on something like a Spriggan, I feel like that kind of thing is it's not really existent because of their really low HP. Now that cats got reworked into something weird, Spriggans are once again the species with the lowest amount of HP. And like theoretically, Binestalkers also have equally low amounts of HP, but the reality is that Binestalker also has the Guardian Spirit ability, so they have effectively a lot more HP than Spriggan does. Not to mention that they have Regen and they also have the Anti-Magic Bite, which effectively serves as vampiric. Mm, so yeah, effectively a lot more HP than Spriggans do. How far away am I from my next spell? Mystic Blast is at 14%. Mystic Blast doesn't do a lot. I can get Fulminant Prism, I guess. Yeah, now that it's not a Hex, it's a bit more appealing to me. I used to skip it mainly because I don't like the targeter for that spell, and I still don't. Nothing has changed in that regard. Um, but I also didn't like it because it was a Hex, and now that it's not a Hex, it's a bit more usable. Okay, we're about to hit 8 conjurations. After that, I am going to get, yeah, 10 spell casting. 4 translocations, 1 alchemy. What do I even have that's translocations? Oh, Mystic Blast, of course. Foxfire. Sure, I'll get that. Spell casting, as I said earlier. I think that the center beats me, but it doesn't beat me if I do this, right? Yeah, there we go. Good old Amulet of the Acrobat. Morris is now a plant, apparently. Magical parasitic binds that have claimed his body still wish to continue his life's work. With a backup plan of both ambitious magic drinking Mo and potent ones. So bind Stalker, I see. Bind Stalker that I don't think I can kill, and he's asleep, so might as well leave that guy alone. There's no need for me to mess with that guy. Okay, I'm extremely glad that I happen to be a conjurer because at least as a conjurer I have the damage output to deal with these things. Imagine if I was like an enchanter or something completely unplayable like that. Um, that like I imagine how much I would suffer over these whites. At least as a conjurer I can sit here and channel and then fail to kill the last white. But I can always just walk away and try again. Good old kiting. The reason why these guys have terrible aptitude um, for conjurations is probably because they have such good movement speed. Yeah, as you can see, conjurations plus good movement speed, it is kinda degenerate. I want victory. I really want victory. I want to wear that, but the issue is that it is being guarded by an orc priest. I'm gonna go around the corner and find a bunch of dudes, am I not? Okay, maybe not. Cool. Let's wear these. So in case you don't know, the way this works, these wooden ropes were lost when a former champion failed a duel. Its enchantments increase in power when the wearer emerges victorious from threatening combat, but resorting to use of scrolls or potions for assistance causes them to fade away again. When the wearer kills a threatening monster, it has a chance to gain 1 armor class, 1 slaying, and 1 intelligence, capping at +7. As you can see, this is a really good item for my current Spriggan condition, I suppose. So I wanna farm it whenever possible. I wanna buff it, wanna get it pretty buffed up. Um, Man, fighting so many jacks at the same time is probably not safe. On the other hand, I kinda do want to go for the searing beam. Yeah, they don't have a trample attack or anything, so it's not particularly unsafe to sit here and do it. I suspect that they don't have a good chance of actually hitting me consistently enough to kill me when I have 37 evasion. Um, but evasion is a placebo after all. Not a lot of sources of clarity besides taking Ash. Yeah, I didn't even think about the clarity because Spriggans have so much willpower that I'm not gonna get confused in the whole game, regardless of clarity or no clarity. The only way that I could get confused is by like a Meph Cloud later in the game. That is not prevented by willpower, but it is prevented by poison resistance, something that I also like to have whenever possible. Dagger of Venom, that is an item. Big boy item. Um, yeah, let me poke you a bit with my Dagger of Venom and walk away. As long as there's no priest, I can I've always said so, but it's even more true for this character. Priests are way more dangerous than wizards for this character. Priests literally, well, at this point in the game, on max damage rolls, it needs to smite me 3 times. That is assuming that I'm fighting it 1 versus 1 and nothing else has hurt me, which is most likely not gonna be the case. Um, but yeah, three smites for max damage, or well, 1734, and then the third smite it can be any amount of damage. Doesn't even need to be 3 smites with max damage. Yeah, do we get a little bit of alchemy so I can cast Fulminant Prism? Let's go ahead and do that. I have the feeling that Magic Dart is not gonna be able to get me much farther into the game. Like the moment that I start seeing things with armor class, Magic Dart is not gonna cut it anymore. Like for example versus whites. Yeah, versus whites I need something that's a little bit beefier. And I do have Foxfire. I can even cast it, but haven't really been casting it. Alrighty. Alchemy skill increased to level 2. The Toga Victory glows finally. How come it took so long for it to get enchantment? I've been killing a lot of whites. Like, when I killed that band of jacks, I thought that I was gonna get it pretty buffed. That's why I was so willing to fight them, but it seemed to completely ignore them, funnily enough. So it says that it gains the enchantment when besting things in combat. Um, Threatening monster. I wonder what it means by threatening monster. Um, does it trigger rarely on monsters that are dangerous and triggers more often on monsters that are extremely dangerous? Because, yeah, I don't think I want to fight monsters that are extremely dangerous. Let's give it a try with this ugly thing, because I can run away from it. If I couldn't, like if I was anything that's not a Spriggan, I wouldn't be doing this. But I'm a Spriggan, so I can get away with doing this kind of ridiculous, unfair thing. Yeah, most other characters would have been super boned by having an ugly thing next to them, especially a white ugly thing, because those are the ones that hit the hardest out of all of them. And yeah, that did get me a little bit of enchantment on victory. Okay. Now it is +2, so slowly but surely it's making me more powerful. This character is gonna take me a while. It's gonna take me. My suspicion is more than 4 hours, because at the end of the day it is a fragile character and a mage. So yeah, it might even require me to go through 2 sittings. I don't want to fight Joseph. Joseph is too much, especially because Joseph has ranged abilities, and I don't trust that 37 evasion. Evasion is a placebo. Hey, found the Book of Iron. That means Iron Shot, I suppose. Well, I actually don't know. This book did used to have Iron Shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that anymore. Very disappointing that the Book of Iron doesn't have Iron Shot or its replacement. Maybe Book of the Earth has it. Maybe Book of the Earth has it. Hold on. Bombard. Yeah, there we go. So I really want to make use of Bombard. Because I wanna be casting it and gaining ground on monsters, so that when I inevitably fail to kill them and they are running towards me, I can just run away easily. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So I'm gonna buy it, but eventually. I'm not gonna buy it immediately because I cannot even cast it. I would love to have something along the lines of Stone Arrow. Let's see, does this have Stone Arrow? This also has Bombard, but it is more expensive. Party Tricks, does it have Stone Arrow? No, it has Jinx Bite, which is a hex, so it's probably not good. Spirits will follow up on the caster's attacks. If spells overcomes victim's willpower, they will suffer minor damage and be drained by the spirits. Sprites. Fey assistance is fickle, however, they cannot be beckoned unless a susceptible victim is visible and will depart rapidly once no more remain. I guess that it's okay. It's certainly a hex that I don't know. I wouldn't use it, but at least it's a hex that kind of lets you kill things. Noxious Walk. Don't I have Ignite Poison? Okay, I do, and don't have Poisonous Vapors. Don't have Toxic Radiance, so it's not worth it to go for like the Poison package to dedicate a lot of skill towards training for that. After this, I should get 8 translocations, so I can. I think that it's kind of safe to kill this. Yeah, I've explored a good amount of the level. I think that it's safe to take on this two-headed ogre. because if it gets too close, I can run away from it. Yeah, how? Man, Spriggans are so broken. Excuse me? I was like, okay, it's next to me, but I can run away from it, but I guess not because random energy is back into the game. Man, this sucks. I wish random energy had remained removed. At least I got a level for the toga, or like a little bit of enchantment for that. Oh, you know what I should have done instead of walking away from it? Maybe Mystic Blast when it is about to reach me to push it away. And then if it does end up moving towards me, then I start running away. Uh, well, a bit too late for that, but like I can probably apply that on my next encounter with something like that. Um, oh wow, this guy hit me once and dealt half my HP. Um, okay, it is a troll after all. So it's kind of understandable that such a thing will happen. Ah, Spriggan thinks, am I right? Spriggan thinks. Alright, that went okay. I don't feel like I need to get more translocations. I can probably turn that off. Careful with that guy. Okay, do you have anything different from the last time that I saw you? Not really. So, it says hit 22 with weapon, but right below it, it says he can deal up to 8 extra damage when attacking with ranged weaponry. I feel like this is a bit unclear. So can he hit me for 30, or is the 8 extra damage already taken into account because he's currently using a sling? I have no idea. Um, but let's err on the side of caution and say that he can probably hit me for 30. Waited around the corner. He's not coming. I might as well not take the fight. I don't need to, after all. If that guy slows me, that would be pretty bad. The +6 Toga victory glows. Did I get like multiple levels for killing the two-headed ogre? Or how? Oh no, I got it. I got the level from a jack. Uh, and I did get a level from the two-headed ogre. Anyway, that seems pretty good to me. Yeah, look at that. 6 slaying, 6 intelligence, and a +6 rove. The +6 part is really neat. Um, the +6 armor. It's actually +7, right? Because robes have +8, +8. Yeah. Okay, Staff of Conjuration I feel makes a bit more sense for my character, considering how I'm a Conjurer and I probably never ever want to melee anything. Static Discharge requires me to be close. It does require me to be next to whatever I would be sapping, right? Yeah, next to the caster. I don't want to be next to anything, so I'm not gonna be learning that. Um, we got Troll Letter. It is probably not worth it. Ooh, that is a pretty strong amulet. Is it better than Acrobat? It's probably better than Acrobat. It is mana regen, and I do like my mana regen. Um, I do want to put it on, but I need to get rid of this guy first. Okay, please no attack of opportunity into slow, because that would be pretty bad for me. Unfortunate. But at least we're really close to killing it. I think that what I'm gonna do is position like this, so I can go for Mystic Blast and then it hits the wall, but the part where it could have hit the wall wasn't really necessary. Alright. Spriggan See Invisible, in case you were not aware, so this Unseen Horror is like very easy for me to kill. I also have spells that do not check evasion, so the Unseen Horror stands no chance. That is two priests. Yeah, I could maybe take on one with the Orc Warrior in the front line, but like two of them, no, it's really unsafe. Yeah, let's just go upstairs. Really unsafe to deal with that. So, does the game warn you when you're about to read a scroll if you have the Toga of Victory equipped? I actually have no idea. Um, I hope that it does, because I was about to read the scroll that I just found, just out of curiosity. Yeah, sure. Enchant armor. Don't have any armor that could be enchanted. We got butterflies, so we wait. Okay, that was mildly interesting. In case you don't know what happened and why it took so long to do anything, I pressed auto explore while I had the butterflies on the screen, so that made the server lag a bit. Okay, yeah, I'm never killing that. The only way for me to deal with it is to go over here and get closer to it. Oh, wait, I have a Fulminant Prism. Yeah, the Railbird special. We maxed Victory. But yeah, doing the good old Railbird special. I never do that, but on some occasions that can be extremely useful, such as when dealing with something like an Oklov plant. There was a possibility of the Oklov plant targeting the thing, but it didn't even do it once, so I was never gonna run out of mana, let alone be put in a position of danger by doing that. Um, Very nice thing to have access to, not gonna lie. Unfortunate. I am having some issues killing this one, and then there's another one. There's a third one. Do I go downstairs? Am I faster than these things? Normally travels faster than you, so I'm not faster. I'm in fact a bit slower than these things. Um, I am using an item that prevents me from teleporting too. Or did I equip that? No, I have not equipped it yet. So if I find teleports, oh, I already have. Ah, but it would destroy my toga, and I don't want my toga to be destroyed. Mm, this is actually not so terrible. It is kind of bad, but it is not like oh, I'm dead, like it would be on so many other characters. Mainly because I am extremely fast as a Spriggan. I'm so fast that I could make it over here before the priest could. Okay, we get rid of one of the mosquitoes. I have 7 slaying, so let's try using that 7 slaying versus this vampire mosquito. And it does get vamp a bit, so it took a while, but we were able to eventually take advantage of my slaying and beat the guys. Um, got smitten. I'm healthy enough to hopefully be able to kill that guy. There we go. Okay, that went very well. Let me equip my amulet of mana regen. Earlier I ran out of mana and I was a bit confused because of that. Like, I shouldn't be running out of mana with a mana regen equipped, but it's because I didn't have it equipped that I ran out of mana. Okay, ugly thing. Most other characters, as I already said, couldn't even hope to deal with one of these guys, but I can. I can definitely do such a thing. There we go. Makes me want to be a worshipper of Okawaru with the ease with which I'm killing certain things that I would have serious issues killing with almost any other character. Which is a weird thing to think about, because I don't like Spriggans. And don't misunderstand me, I still don't like Spriggans. I definitely feel the limitations of their low HP and stuff quite a bit, even if I've been enjoying my experience so far. And then again, it's like I am at the earliest point in the game, right? Like it's very early in the game. There's still a lot of room for things to start going south, and they will, because I'm like not seeing the monsters that can actually deal substantial amounts of damage yet. When I start seeing those, then things are gonna get pretty annoying. Oh, come on. Okay, let's go there, I suppose. Okay, that made incredible amounts of noise, which is very annoying. And now I'm being surrounded by monsters. Um, Not bad, the combo. Oh, are you slower than I am? Normally Throbbles is slower than you. Who would have guessed that cane toads are only a teeny tiny bit faster than normal characters? Um, and of course they're like significantly slower than Spriggan. Dazzling Flash. This spell sucks, right? This doesn't deal damage. Yeah. Who would want to use a conjuration that doesn't deal damage? Why does Behemoth even offer that in the first place? Okay, this is going really well. Like, I'm surprised at how well this character has been going. Um, I think that I have to attribute that to Fulminant Prism because, spell that actually deals a good amount of damage while we wait for Bombard. And I keep saying let's go for Bombard, but like I'm not even training for it. We're gonna need 13 of these, and we're also gonna need some Earth Magic. -1, it's fine. We can definitely get a -1 skill to 13. It is a conjuration, right? It's not like some weird thing. I cannot remember the key combination. Uh, Look up description, spell, bombard. It is a conjuration earth. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm very excited about using that because it's iron shot. Essentially iron shot. It is iron shot just like that, right? Like, it's not like nerfed iron shot or like in terms of damage and effective utility, it's like the same as iron shot. It just pushes you away, right? With the old Leda's on making, I never really used it. Yeah, I don't get iron shot that frequently, and Leda's on making um, had less damage and like a little like puddle of Leda's liquefaction whenever it killed something. Didn't really seem like such a good thing to me. Okay. Oh, we got stun arrow. Let's go. I will put that on the quiver right now. Hello, stun arrow. Okay, big upgrade. Yeah, so big in fact that I'm just gonna train Earth Magic now, and that will be my stepping stone for Bombard. But for now, we can just press the stun arrow button for a while, and that will do an excellent job of killing things until I get Bombard. Um, a stun arrow is such a solid spell. Like, you can get 2 bolts and you can do bolts very carefully, killing things one by one with stun arrow. I wish that every school had a spell like that because, as I've said multiple times in the past, I enjoy it when I can kill things. I don't like it when like the only option that I have when it comes to interacting with anything in this game is to run away. Um, if a monster is 1v1 and like really the only thing that I can do is to run away from the monster because whatever I am doing at the moment is just not powerful enough to deal with such a monster, yeah, it's pretty painful. I do not enjoy that. I don't enjoy it at all. Mm. But yeah, I haven't said it enough today, so I'm gonna say it again. You should all play Tebi. Tebi is pretty good. Some people have said that the anime aesthetic is not really suitable for everyone, but I feel like Tebi is a big upgrade when it comes to that compared to Ravi Rivi. Ravi Rivi did go like way overboard with the anime aesthetic and tropes that it uses. Also, the story is like pretty much non-existent. Tebi's story is not the greatest thing ever, but it's also not bad. It's not that bad. Um, we got Flame Wave. Oh, we also got Brom's Barreling Boulder. I am going to pick that up because after all, I am going to be a Conjuration Earth Mage. Okay, time to use the boulder. Let's see how this goes. It's like a more natural Orb of Destruction. Pretty funny. It's such a funny spell, the boulder. I feel like with Spriggan, this spell is actually really good, the Boulder spell, because one of the greatest annoyances of that spell when I used it, when I last used it, was that if you're next to the monster, you cannot cast it, but with a Spriggan that is not an issue. You just walk away a bit, and that issue is resolved. We don't need to be using resist corrosion. Might as well stack some more intelligence. This character is shaping up really nicely. I now have to see if the innate perks of being a Spriggan, to put it in some way, are enough for me to survive beyond some parts of the game that we have yet to see, like the mid game and stuff. And I'm not 100% sure about that. The mid game can be pretty brutal, and it doesn't look like we're gonna be getting a lot more resistance or tankiness. We only will get like significantly increased damage output, but at the end of the day, Bombard is still iron shot. It's still on the unreliable side of things. Like I'm here imagining that I get swamp and that I am running around in swamp while the water is messing me up so I cannot run away as fast as I would like to, and then a swamp worm just pulls me into the middle of a bunch of monsters and I die. Um, yeah, that kind of thing will probably happen. Not a lot that I can do about that. I am outside of its range, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm outside of its range. Using Fulminant Prism versus the Blink Frogs is not a good idea. Yeah, it took me a while, but I noticed that it's not a good idea. Because they just like move around like crazy. You're never gonna get them to be hit by that. Might as well just continue using my stun arrow. That is killing them pretty well. Okay, we finally found Identify. I guess it's a good thing to have identified like for blinking or for fear. We also got haste, which is also a nice thing to have and to know about. Oh, but it doesn't matter because since I'm wearing the minus tele amulet, this amulet is so good, but I feel like it's gonna get me killed. Yeah, look at it. It's so good. It's an amulet of mana regen, normal regen, and resistance to electricity. The tree strength is also nice if I want to ever wear something that's not victory. But in reality, it's unlikely that I take off the toga, at least for a good amount of the game. And probably by the time I want to take it off, I also want to take off the minus tele item. So yeah, for now it's fine. So the +3 strength doesn't really do anything. If anything, it helps me not die to strength loss in case I find some rare enemy that can drain my strength. Like an orange devil, I think that only those could do that. Ooh, Nessos is really scary. Yeah, that's what I meant by really scary. I wanna. Can I run away from you? Like you're at the edge of the screen. Speed 150. Doesn't say faster or slower than me. I suspect that Nessos is slower than me. So the worst thing that could happen is Nessos blinking forward. If Nessos blinks forward, I'm probably dead. Do you have like blink close or something stupid like that? You have blink range, which is the opposite. So you're not gonna blink towards me. And now that Nessos is not on the screen, I can read Fogu. And this is a game changer. Now I can beat Nessos, I think. I would like to believe that. Mm, do I have any hexes? It's funny because I don't like hexes, but hexes actually could do well versus Nessos. Nessos has some of the lowest willpower in the game. I don't have any sources of hexes, so no hexing Nessos. Um, I'm outside of its range, right? Excuse me, did you see that? You hear an oh, Nessos blinks, you hear an explosion. Nessos just like barely dodged the explosion. Okay, does Mystic Blast push Nessos into the wall? I don't think it normally does, but because I have Behemoth, I have the range increase. Um, yeah, Behemoth extends the destructive range, the range of your destructive spells. So that ended up killing Nessos. That was really good. Enjoyable, exciting fight. If I had just ran in, I would have died instantly. I could have also used consumables, but I would have sacrificed all the enchantment on victory. I'm glad that I didn't do that. Um, I did end up using consumables, but I did it in such a way that I wouldn't lose the enchantment on victory. So yeah, that was pretty nice. I got Sticky Flame. I was thinking of going Fire originally, but now I don't know if I actually want to do it. Um, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go for it. I think that I'm just gonna stick to Earth Magic. We're already at 9 Earth Magic. We're getting pretty close to the to the thing. That went very well, but I'm now a bit concerned that maybe I'm gonna be attracting some monsters if they're making that much noise. Doesn't seem to be that much of an issue, however. Okay, beautiful. Positioning these fulminant prisms so that they, like, I don't know if you noticed, but that one was perfect. I literally hit everything that was on the screen because I positioned it like the way that I needed to position it to do such a thing. It's really nice. And yeah, as I saw in my premonition earlier, we got swamp and there's swamp worms. So what's gonna happen? What's probably gonna get me killed is that I go into swamp because I'm not gonna go into spider because a spider sucks for spellcasters, and I'm gonna get pulled into the middle of like a pool of water by a swamp worm, and then like an alligator is gonna come in and kill me. Um, Now there's crocodiles, right, or something like that. There's like a new swamp monster that I don't know about. I think I remember seeing something along those lines, but I don't really remember exactly like the specifics. Um, Having resistance to electricity is really nice. That's at least one less worry for me. So yeah, I'm gonna try to not lose my enchantment on victory until I like have a replacement thing, you know? Once I do, I will not care anymore. And then like I'll just keep it on until I lose the enchantment, and at which point I would take it off and like leave it alone. Hmm. I don't know if I should mess with Layer 5, if I should even like enter Layer 5, since after all, really nasty things can happen like from the very beginning of Layer 5, and I don't know if my character actually can handle that kind of thing. Okay, I think that I like armor class over evasion. Yeah, 13, 17 doesn't seem so bad. Wow, one shot the necromancer, that's cool. I don't want to open that door. I have done so in the past. Like I think it's abominations or stuff on the other side of that door, or simulacra. I don't think that there's loot, or like maybe there's like a small amount of it. Anyway, it's not worth it to open that unless you're like really strong. And I am not really strong. Running low on mana. Might as well reposition now that I can. Not that repositioning is a difficult thing for a Spriggan. After all, they do have their ridiculous movement speed. Fireball. Do I care about Fireball? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that I don't care about Fireball. It's a lot of dudes here. Okay, that was pretty okay. I want immolation, but like if I use immolation, I would lose Toga, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Immolation would be pretty good here otherwise. Unfortunately, no way for me to get that effect without reading that scroll. Yeah, that would have absolutely caused a chain reaction. That would have killed everyone. Yeah, good old Death Jacks. Nothing beats that. Especially not adventurers. Okay, this is actually going kind of okay. We got a Spriggan. The boulder is destroyed. Wow, I beat all of that. That was a Jack Band, a Death Jack Band, a Spriggan, a Cane Toad, and a Hydra, all in the same fight. At least the Hydra was only a 4-headed Hydra, so nothing too scary. That went very, very well. I'm starting to feel that this is kinda like cheating. Playing Spriggan might actually be easy mode whenever you're playing like a Spriggan Conjurer. I don't have the spell, so I should go buy it. Fail 1%. That's exactly what I want us to see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. No, I removed it. Bombard. Going down the swamp with Fireball. It could be doable. Not only the forest ending that I got, but also like the actual swamp. But I feel like it's gonna be unsafe. Like I feel like if I start the swamp forest fire, what's gonna happen is that a swamp worm is gonna pull me into a fire, and then I'm gonna die like instantly with very little in the way of counterplay. Um, so I don't particularly feel compelled to do that now. I could do it for the forest ending, but nah. So it was Book of the Earth, right? Yeah. Alrighty, let's get Bombard. Yay for Bombard. Okay, so this thing says Iron Ball toward the target. Force of the blast often sends the caster staggering backwards. Does it have more range than Iron Shot, or is it the same? Yeah, nine dice of 8 is actually some pretty good damage. Or does it have increased range because I'm a Behemoth worshipper? It's probably that, right? Yeah. Okay, didn't push me away. It's not pushing me away. What's up with that? Nothing to see here. Okay, it's not pushing me away. Somehow every version of this premonition ends with a swampworm pulls me in and I die. I mean, the reason why I'm mentioning the swampworms is because I'm about to go to swamp.
My wife still doesn't believe in me.
H. Thank you for the 14 months star polemic. I appreciate the contributions. I'll be streaming a lot of Crawl in the near future because the tournament is gonna happen. Also, unfortunately, I don't know if you heard of it. Maybe you did if you're in my Discord or in Reef Wizards Discord, but it was delayed a bit. It was delayed a couple of months. But like it's okay. Like I can wait. It's not like I need the game to release like now, right? Um, as long as it eventually releases, I'm okay with it. I'll play it the moment that it releases anyway. Megumin is gone. Um, is no like for subscriber. I don't know. I ever have a Megumin? Oh, the Megumin was for the raids, right? Oh, stream layout top left. I haven't had Megumin for like a good amount of time. Top left, I used to have the Jiba dancing emote, but I replaced it with Sleeping Tevi because everyone should play Tevi. That game is incredible. Yeah, it also serves as a reminder to tell people to play Tevi. Um, Considering what I just fought in Lure, I think that I'm better off doing D12 and then Orc. This is a Spriggan Conjurer, random character, Spriggan Conjurer. Before this character, I got Formicid Necromancer. Um, I got a D1 Faded Altar that included the Shining Wand. I didn't even think about the possibility of the Shining Wand making me unable to function as a character. I pressed worship and I got the Shining One, and of course I became unable to function as a character. And so I found myself on D8 at experience level 4. And that will be on YouTube for you to enjoy. Can you just abandon? Yes, but I also said, okay, so if I have to abandon Necromancy or abandon the Shining One, like, what am I realistically gonna abandon first? And so I ended up abandoning Necromancy, and then I died. Yeah, I ended up like abandoning the game. I actually didn't die. I just abandoned the game because I was like, this is ridiculous. And I'm not killing anything at experience level 4 with no necromancy as a necromancer on the 8, right? Like that was not gonna happen, so I just quit. I think that I also shafted myself because I felt like there was literally nothing else for me to do. And I shafted myself like 3 floors. I didn't notice, but like at some point, how does a D4, an experience level 4 character get to D8 otherwise? Right? Like I shafted myself and then I went downstairs and then I shafted myself again or something along those lines, or I just went downstairs twice. You know, pretty janky situation. Oh, it can be dug through. Let's get some free money, courtesy of Sin, I suppose. Yeah. I think it's pretty funny that. I've been talking about being a formicist. I'm not a formicist. And I don't have a wand of digging. Okay, that money will have to wait. Probably forever. Hmm. Being a Spriggan is so scary. It's like 1 point I'm at full HP and like next turn I might be at like 20 HP and about to die. And I don't really know when is gonna happen, when that is gonna happen. Um, Berserk Snork is still slower than I am, right? Because the Spriggans are ridiculous like that. Okay, we're gonna use these, yes. It is pushing Snorg away. Really find your boulder's direction. Okay. Okay, I like that. Your boulder is destroyed. What if I use Bombard now? Yeah, inaugural cast of Bombard. The iron shot hits Snork. Okay. Hey, it's pushing me away. The blast sends you backwards. So it's not always, it's just sometimes the blast sends you backwards. Behemoth is so good. Yeah, that was pretty good. Um, all of that went extremely well. Also, like Behemoth is partially contributing to me being able to cast Bombard here. Like, of course, I needed to find the spell, but if I was not with Behemoth, I don't think I would be able to cast it with what I have right now. I have 9 conjurations, 13 earth magic, and 10 spell casting. No wizardry. I do have victory, which is giving me 7 intelligence, and I have 6 intelligence from a ring, so that's a lot of intelligence. It's a combination of everything, right? Okay, we got Irradiate. Conjuration Alchemy. I can get Irradiate, but I feel like it's the same as with Sticky Flame earlier and Static Discharge. I'm a Spriggan, I don't really want things next to me. If I have things next to me, I would rather push them away with Mystic Blast. What is this thing? What are you? Weapon of Freezing. I can hit for 13.9. Delightful. Yeah. This window really adds to the confusion of things for me. I just got so used to how things were laid out before this. Mm, but yeah, I don't think I can beat that. It has a lot of tankiness and it also hits pretty hard. And it has a little bit of help in the form of an Inoxinu, so might as well just leave it alone. Also doesn't look like there's any real loot in there. Oh, there's a Book of Iron. Oh, but the Book of Iron no longer has iron shots, so whatever. Who even cares about that book? I guess it has LRD and I don't have it, and I'm an Earth Mage, so I could use LRD, um, but nah. Oh, Demon Triumph of Venom. That's a pretty good weapon if I was interested in using weapons. Spider and Swamp is pretty rough. I do not look forward to the mid game with this character. Cobalt Blast Miner. This is new. Cobalt ready with multiple armaments to defense itself. Defense itself. From the many dangers of the depths. The blast mode packed cannon on its shoulder bears its maker's mark and is fiercely loyal. It will fire for none other. So these guys have weapons, but they don't actually have weapons. It has. Why does it have iron shot? Why does it have 3 dice of 18 iron shot? Jeez. Is like, why does it have iron shot and come in a band? That seems weird to me. At least it cannot one shot me, so there's that. Yeah, it also is a Cobalt, so it doesn't have that much HP. Um, there we go, Mystic Blast, let's go. Beautiful. Arbalest. Oh, wait a second. Why do they have launchers and iron shot? I don't understand. That could seriously hurt me. Yeah, I bet that it hits for more than 43. Also an Orc Sorcerer and I don't have willpower. But I'm a Spriggan, so it's okay. I still don't want to be here. I think that I should probably leave the level. Do a little bit more of the dungeon and then come back. Or we can try killing these guys now. We one-shot the sorcerer. That's actually kind of a big deal because one of the main reasons why I didn't really want to do that was because of the sorcerer. Like sorcerer, bolt of fire plus warlord bow could literally one-shot me. Fortunately, it does not happen. I can still get warlorded twice, so might as well roam the dungeon a bit, get a little bit more experience, and then come back later. Um, yeah, it's also not like I need something from the shop, right? Like, I'm pretty strong, and going there could only um, serve the purpose of like potentially ruining my buff from Toga and getting rid of my consumables and that kind of thing. Like, I might as well just go there later. Mm, okay, Boulder Beetle versus Brom's Barreling Boulder. I see that it is still the same tile for the Boulder and the Boulder Beetle. Well, it's not exactly the same tile. Ah, your boulder is destroyed, but at least um, the boulder barrels into the boulder beetle. Okay, at least it did do some damage. Brum's barreling boulder is a funny spell. I like it. Okay, we got acid scales, which can kind of serve as an okay replacement for the Toga victory if I need to get rid of its buffs. Um, But for now, I like the item. It's a pretty strong thing to have. It's a +7 roof with 7 intelligence and clarity. The 7 slaying part has barely come up. I did use the slaying to kill something earlier, but it definitely is like a last resource more than anything that I want to actively exploit. Um, if only slaying applied for spells. Imagine how strong my magic dart would be. What an interesting on Randart. Yeah, have you seen it before? The way that it works is its enchantments increase in power when the wearer emerges victorious from threatening combat, but resorting to the use of scrolls or potions for assistance causes them to fade away again. So I think that if I take it off, or if I use yeah, on equipping it or using a scroll or a potion with a monster inside makes it go back to +0. Why did they make it give intelligence? Probably so that it is an interesting item for precisely the kind of character that I'm playing with right now. Yeah, it gives us slaying for, well, characters that want to melee, and it gives intelligence for the characters like the one that I'm using. I don't know if one intelligence equals one slay. I would say that, yeah, the cap is +7. I would say that the cap, or I would say that probably one intelligence is not as impactful as one slay, but it's okay. Hey, look at that! Crystal Spear's already at 28%. Can you believe that? Like, how is Crystal Spear at 28? I have 13 Earth Magic and 10 Conjurations and 10 spell casting, and Crystal Spear's at 28. The Boulder spell is so funny. Okay. I have to say that Bombard pushing you away sometimes is actually really good with Behemoth. It probably is not that good without Behemoth. Yeah, casually spamming Bombard at experience level 14 with -3 conjurations. It is like the combination of the intelligence that Victory is giving me and the ring of intelligence that I have equipped and the Behemoth. It also is pretty powerful. 9 dice of 9, courtesy of the staff of conjuration that I'm using. Um, yeah, this is a strong character. Sif Copium. I was thinking of going Sif because the original, like the traditional combination that Sky used to go for was Spriggan Iron Shot Spammer of Sif Muna, and then whenever the mana ran out, Sky used Sif Muna Channel, which costed food instead of costing piety back then, to recharge and like keep going. This is not quite the same. It is inspired by that. It's really my take because I don't like Sif Muna. I think Behemoth is just significantly more powerful. Um, Earlier in the game, I had some fire books, and I was thinking of going Gozak to get those fire books, but I decided against it because because Behemoth made it a lot more easy for me to cast these spells. I don't think that I would be at nearly the same power level if I had gone Gozak compared to Behemoth. In fact, I probably would be dead if I had gone Gozak because I wouldn't be able to cast the more powerful spells that I have. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Oh, that's very frustrating, not gonna lie. Like, it's going in a straight line and then it just like dodges the guy as if it was its objective not to hit anything. Um, oh wow! Not only does it not die, it was severely wounded and I hit it with an iron shot and it didn't die. Not only that happens, but it also bypasses my Spriggan willpower and torments me, and now I'm in a situation where I could die. Dude, it has 15% chance to bypass my Spriggan willpower and it still does it. I wish monster hexes were, um, or like I wish player hexes were as good as monster hexes. By the way, your damage is reflected back at you. I think it survived with 1 HP too. Can I just run? I could have run, but I don't. I didn't think it was gonna kill me because it only had agony, right? Um, so I don't think it was capable of killing me. What is this thing called? What is this thing called? Death Knight. It had agony and pain mirror, so yeah. And I didn't think it had enough HP for me to die by casting Bombard on it. And like, well, I got hit for 1 damage, so my prediction was correct. Mm, I should just put Bombard in the quiver. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, my Hobris is killing me. Okay, what do we do now to not die? I guess that we are going to say goodbye to the Toga. Yeah, I should have just walked around the corner and waited for it to be within range of Bombard, and then I could just Bombard spam. Well, we had a good run. And here's the thing. I could try to reposition, but if I move here, it can kill me. It actually has a really good chance of killing me. So the correct thing to do, I think, is to read Blinking. Blinking guarantees that I don't die here. Going for the Wand of Light, I don't think it's gonna kill, and I think that even while blinded, like, blinding doesn't really do anything. The monsters can still tell where you are unless you have decent stealth, which I don't. Um, yeah, stealth 3. Haven't trained any of it. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. Oh, I cannot blink because I have a minus tele item equipped. Don't have heal wounds. Hmm. This is why your win rate is higher than mine. Well, it would be if I was not wearing this minus tele item, but it's so good. Like, look at this thing. Resistance to electricity, mana regen, normal regen, 3 strength. It's such a good item. Um, you would chance it apply blind and die. Mm, I kinda do want to do that. Or I could throw a net. That is also another risky move. Um, Man, it has 2 pips of evasion. Why does it have so much evasion? I feel like it shouldn't have. But yeah, I could throw a net here. If it gets netted, I'm free. If it doesn't get netted, I have a chance to die. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a net. Let's see what happens. 73% chance to hit. It does get hit. Okay, let's get out of here. So not only do I not die, I don't lose my enchantment on victory. Life's good. Life's good. Alright, round 2. Now I feel like I can beat it. Like I legit feel like I can beat it. Oh man, this bombard thing is extremely satisfying. Originally I was not so convinced by the fact that it is like different Iron Shot, but it's actually kind of funny how it sometimes pushes you away. Okay, here's the centaur that almost killed me earlier. Careful with the Earth Mage, because it does that kind of thing. Somehow my 14 armor class was enough for that to not deal any damage. I have had characters with double that amount of armor class that do take damage from throw Earth Mage LRD. Not a lot of damage, mind you, but they still take damage. And this one with 14 took 0 damage. Very good, very good. Scroll of Ogre was also an option, but it was not a guaranteed option to succeed, while it was a guaranteed way to lose my enchantment on victory. Victory feels very flavorful because it's like it really is the kind of thing that Tokawaru would give to a melee character. It is a robe after all, a +0 robe. What is my thought? What are my thoughts on Oni? I already won on Oni. I think that it is already on YouTube if you wanna watch it. It is better ogre. Like it's just a straight up better ogre. I don't think that a lot was changed. I think that they lost like 1 point of armor class that they had earlier, but like they get so much in return. Double healing from potions and a free attack is super nice. My Oni that I won happened to find a Bamp Demon Whip on D1. Like it was insane. That character was absolutely ridiculous. Bamp Demon Whip on D1. So I used that for the whole game. Until I got an Evening Star. I think it was a heavy Evening Star or something along those lines. It actually was pretty decent, and I used it to kill some things later on. But like the character was essentially carried by that Bamp Demon Whip. There were some situations where I was in like a rough spot, and then I drank a potion of heal wounds, and that plus the Bamp Demon Whip hitting everything that was surrounding me was enough to like heal me to full. It was really good. Um, and like those things that I'm talking about, those are things that Ogre could have never done before, right? It was impossible for an Ogre to do something even remotely close to that. So straight up buff. I think the aptitudes got buffed as well. Like for sure, the Mace's aptitude got buffed. It went to 0 instead of being -1. Um, Still not good enough to use giant clubs and giant spike clubs. I still consider them to be pretty much a death trap, and I wouldn't recommend them to anyone. But yeah, the aptitude being better for maces now is really sweet. It only took like what 11 versions for ogres to go back to being okay. Um, I something that I don't like so much is that their stats are exactly the same as the old ogre stats. Yeah, they got three or strength every 3 levels, and I feel like they could also get intelligence. Make it strength and intelligence, strength or intelligence every 3 levels instead of only being strength. Probably should be using Iron Shot on Spriggan Rider, right? Better go for something that cannot miss. So if you're wondering why it was -1, it was because the original aptitude for Ogre, like in 0.19 and before, it was 3, like +3 on maces. Same as their fighting. Um, and yeah, I think that's the only really strong aptitude that they have, +3 fighting. It used to be +3 fighting, +3 maces. Um, and for some reason, the experience gain, like the devs decided that it was a good idea to halve it, literally halve it, for maces. They also got buffs in spellcasting because I think all their magic schools were like -2 and they were all made into -1, which is a pretty significant buff. But to have their strongest skill go from +3 to -1, that was kind of rough. I got the chance to play with that version of Ogre. I don't look at it with rose tinted glasses. I have to clarify. I think it was pretty bad. Um, so yeah, I think it was pretty non-functional other than throwing rocks. Throwing rocks has always been a really solid strategy for an ogre. Like that version of ogre could throw rocks and win the game. The post nerf to Mace's Ogre, which I consider to be more of an Ogre mage than an Ogre could throw rocks and win the game, and Oni can throw rocks and win the game. I went Jiba, so I didn't really get the chance to try that. I didn't want to throw rocks and have the rocks be eaten. I don't even know if that's how it works, but I didn't want to take any gambles. Not to mention that even if it doesn't work like that, sometimes the jellies can get in your line of fire and like adds annoyance to the flow of the game. I didn't want to mess with that either. Okay, staves are two-handers, so bucklers don't do anything for me. Good to know. But yeah, overall I like Oni. I think that it is a pretty substantial buff compared to what Ogre used to be. Is it broken? Not really. I also wish that devs didn't like brutally nerf things just because the community considers them to be strong. Um, because it's like obviously if there's something like staff of bugginess kind of thing, or like that recent exploit that was found where you could use a script to literally learn monster exclusive spells, obviously that kind of thing should probably not be in the game. Or like the Uskoyo exploit where you could use Uskoyo to get any god ability if you had it on the quiver. That also is the kind of thing that probably shouldn't be in the game, as funny as it is. Maybe you could use it as inspiration for another god design where you like grab an ability from another god and like make it your own, um, something like that. Or maybe even like demigod rework design if you really want to get fancy. Though I think at this point it's probably never gonna happen that demigod is more interesting than big stats. Um, but yeah, anyway, back to Oni. I like it. Um, the community that the devs listen to are a specific group of experts. Kind of skews things. Yeah, I think Oneidica put on Reddit a couple of days ago um, that it seems that the crawl developers develop around like the community that they listen to, which is pretty much the roguelikes Discord, DCSS, and back in the day IRC. which is perfectly reasonable because those are the players that are providing the most feedback. So of course the developers are gonna listen to them. But I feel like it can also go like in the opposite way. The developers listen to the feedback, or like for example, I replied to that message with my own experience, which is that usually when I found things that I really enjoyed and liked while playing on my stream, I found them nerfed relatively shortly afterwards. A recent example of that is Death Form, like the Death Form Drain that costed like 20 mana. 20 mana is already an incredibly steep cost. Um, but I had a build where I could constantly cast the Death Form Drain. It was super strong, and it got nerfed shortly afterwards by putting the exhaustion cooldown on it, in case the 20 mana cost wasn't already steep enough. So even if you happen to have a character that can somehow overcome the 20 mana cost, so it can spam it can no longer spam it. That's the kind of thing that like I don't feel like it's necessary. Like, come on, just let people enjoy their really strong build if they happen to assemble all the pieces of Exodia and acquire the really strong build, right? It's like the Powered by Death. Sigurad Demon Spawn build that K9 really likes to go for the purposes of Mega Sigging. Like, that is really an Exodia build that like you assemble it and you're like strong enough to consistently win the game and do whatever kind of ridiculous thing you want. It would be pretty lame if that kind of thing got a targeted nerf, and I feel like Death Form plus a way to get 20 mana in a short period of time so that you can spam the drain ability, like that kind of thing shouldn't have been nerfed in my opinion. Um, at least there are worse places to draw game direction from. Yeah, it could be worse. I think that what we got right now is not the greatest thing ever, but it certainly could be worse. There's too many low HP guys there. I cannot run around spamming Iron Shot. I gotta spam a Stone Arrow. Another Kobold with Bombard for some reason. It has a strong ranged attacks and Bombard. Well, it's not even that strong. Hit 23 with weapon. It's actually not terrible. The blast mode packed cannon on its shoulder. So I assume that it possesses the following natural abilities Bombard. So it's not a spell. It is a piece of gear that the monster has that you don't have that uses Bombard. Mm. I kind of get it on one hand because it would be kind of nuts if you could have access to Bombard consistently so early in the game. Just by going here and killing one of those guys, now you have Bombard, or like a Bombard equivalent thing. But I feel like it could have been better done. To begin with, I think it's kind of scary, 3 dice of 18, but there's more. Like, 3 dice of 18 is kind of normal for this point in the game. Orc. These guys have a 3 dice of 17 Bolt of Fire and 3 dice of 17 Bolt of Raining, so not quite 3 dice of 18, but pretty close. Close enough that it is like the same thing. Who cares? Why am I casting Magic Dart? Yeah, we don't want Magic Dart. Gun form, talisman, pew pew pew. Yeah, gun form. Reminds me, like, if you wanna imagine, or if you wanna see an example of how that would look like, gun form, there's a character in One Piece that has a devil fruit that lets her turn into weapons. It's pretty funny. I think the character is Baby 5 from the Dressrosa arc. I might be remembering wrong, but I think it's that character. Yeah, I enjoy One Piece a lot. Funnily enough, One Piece is one of those things that I found after I started streaming. Before I started streaming, I didn't know. Well, I knew about One Piece. I think it's impossible to not know about One Piece, but I didn't read One Piece. But it's been almost 2 years since I got up to date with One Piece, and like pretty good stuff. Yeah, I recommend it completely. If you have never experienced One Piece, it definitely is worth your time. I wish I could use immolation, but the Toga will get completely destroyed if I use immolation. Yeah, immolation is my favorite way to get rid of these orc conventions in Orc 2. Unfortunately, I don't really have access to that, unless I want to remove all my intelligence from the Toga and my armor class too. So not only would I be losing a lot of intelligence, also a lot of armor class. I don't want to lose either. Um, the intelligence is more easily replaceable. I could theoretically put on a second ring of intelligence, but the armor class is like more rough. I really don't want to lose that, especially with only a +0 cloak as my other source of armor class. Or Gun Demon from Chainsaw Man. I haven't seen Chainsaw Man. I feel like it's too gory for my tastes. When it comes to my anime, I don't enjoy it when it is extremely gory in that way. Which is interesting because I like Berserk and I like Vinland Saga, but I feel like in those it's not that much of a focus on that kind of like incredible violence. The focus is somewhere else in those stories. Mm. Okay, so we're a spellcaster. We're gonna be getting more intelligence. Though maybe at some point I should start getting dexterity so I can start dodging things for real. I'm a Spriggan, and evasion is a placebo. How am I supposed to be annoyed at evasion when failing an evasion roll inevitably kills me if I don't have like 30 evasion? I feel like I have to first get 30 evasion and then I can unlock the right to be annoyed at evasion. So I should do that at some point. And by that I mean like after I get fighting to 12. Careful with the high priests. Um, Funny thing is that like they can do nastier things than the normal priests, such as summoning sun demons. But for this character, the smite is still the scariest part of dealing with a high priest. Sun demon I can run away from, no big deal. As you have already seen, right? And it's also not like I have an issue, heavy issues killing them. No, not with this character, but the smite is what makes me nervous. Especially like there's a lot of these guys and they can smite me, and then one of these orc knights is gonna have a launcher and I'm not gonna notice, and all of a sudden, bam, minus 50 HP because the orc hits me and I get smitten, and then I have to use a consumable to not die. That kind of situation is definitely something that I would like to avoid whenever possible. Um, yeah, fortunately, the priest that could have comboed me with this Launcher Knight was in front of the Launcher Knight, so it was actually non-boing the Launcher Knight. I still don't have digging, so no digging. Mm, I'm thinking about how I want to approach this situation. To begin with, are these guys even following me? Because, like, I was thinking that maybe I could use a Scroll of Fogu here to wait for the guys to reach me, but I don't know if they're following me and I don't want to waste it. It's kind of valuable. So I'm just going to go over here with my superior Spriggan mobility. Um, there we go. All right. It went pretty okay. We've been playing this for an hour and a half. But yeah, I think that I am going to quit at the point where I'm most likely to die. So like the crawl mid game. Yeah, hopefully when I come back to this character tomorrow, I don't die to swamp. Uh, but most realistically, what's gonna happen is precisely that thing that I mentioned earlier. Like being swamp worm appears, pulls me into water, and then I get surrounded and die. Um, yeah, because of that possibility, I should probably take off the teleport amulet, replace it with acrobat. Acrobat does give me a good chance to survive that kind of situation, especially if I can train some dodging, which I should probably just do it now. Any experience that I put towards fighting, it's probably better put towards dodging because training dodging is gonna be really easy and training fighting is not. It has been a while since I've talked so much. You know, in my general day-to-day life, I barely speak. Um, so only when I'm streaming do I speak this much. And I've mentioned it before. You wouldn't really um, assume that taking into account how much I speak while I'm playing Crawl, but have you seen my other streams when I'm playing other games? I am playing and I'm very quiet. I only really speak whenever there's something relevant that needs to be communicated. And when it comes to Crawl, there's so much happening. Like it is a game that it is very dense with decision making and thought processes, but at the same time it is turn based, so I can take my time and like I can leave this scroll of acquirement shop open for like 5 minutes while I talk about whatever I need to talk about. It is a luxury that only turn-based games give you. If I try to do the same thing in other games that are not turn-based, I feel like it would be significantly more difficult. And I know because I've tried to do it for fighting games. I cannot do that. Like I'm not that good at fighting games to be able to do it with the level of quality that I like to provide on my streams in the first place. Sagem does it for fighting games. If you have never seen Sagem and you like fighting games, I would recommend you to check out that stream, Sagem. Sagem is like a fighting game commentator, but whenever he's playing, he sometimes does do that, like describes his thought process while he's playing, and like tells you about what he thinks the opponent is gonna do immediately afterwards, and he gets it right sometimes, often because he's actually pretty good. It's pretty amazing to see. Anyway, the acquirement is kinda bad. Yeah, I mean at the worst I get more money than what I paid for the scroll, so it's fine. But I was expecting something else. Galvanic summoning. This does not have anything that I care about. Yeah, okay. Staff of Alchemy, I don't care about that. I think that I'll most likely grab the gold. Uh, if the amulet didn't have negative willpower, I would be much more interested in it. But one of the strongest strengths of the Spriggan is the fact that they get 6 willpower per level up. No, 7 actually. It's 7 willpower per level up. These guys get the most willpower per level up out of anything in the game. So willpower is the last line. Spriggan. Yeah, there you go. You can see it right here. Spriggan plus 7. The most willpower that anything can get from leveling up in the whole game. Second highest is Purple Draconian and Cat. Those guys get 6. And then there's a couple that get 5, like Mommy. Mommy gets 5. Naga gets 5 as well. Vinestalker gets 5, and then it's either 4 or 3. 3 is the lowest. Ogre, well, only now gets 4. The difference between 3 and 4 is also pretty cool. Um, 3 requires 2 willpower items to not get absolutely hosed by a lich in the late game. 4 only requires 1. Um, yeah, other than that, it's not that impactful. It only becomes more noticeable once you go to to higher numbers. That's what I wanted to say, 5 or 6. Um, And then 7, you can go through the entirety of the game without equipping a willpower item ever, and you're probably gonna be okay. Unless you find like a super scary, over leveled, well, out of depth spellcaster or a unique that can hex you. I cannot even think of any examples. Like, for example, at this point, an Arcanist, I think that's what they're called, right? Um, Arcanist has B3 5 or 6%. What is the other one called? Occultist? Occultist. Yeah, this guy has a 9% chance to banish me with no willpower equipped. And keep in mind, like, these guys often appear in bolts, right? So it's still a long way to go, a couple of levels until I see this guy. By the time I see an occultist with its 9% chance to banish me, it's gonna be less than that because I'm gonna have gained. Uh, let's be conservative here and say that I only gain 2 levels by the time I enter Bolt. If I get to that point in the first place, it's gonna be much lower than 9% because that's 14 more willpower. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for Orc. That's it for Lure. Did I do Lure? Yeah, I did do the entirety of Lure, and I did the 15. I didn't even mention it, but I got a really interesting item in the form of this vampiric demon blade. Um, I think it is almost impossible for my character to reclass into being a melee character, but this is an interesting item. Like um, it is a really good item. Very easily, I could fully enchant it. It's like just an end game weapon already. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to use it. I feel like my experience is better put elsewhere, dodging in this case. Let me go find an amulet. We want an amulet of Acrobat, actually. Yeah, because we're gonna need the Acrobatness to not die whenever I get hooked by a swamp worm in swamp. And yeah, like I'm out of experience. I could go do Elf, but Elf is extremely unsafe. I feel like if I tried to do Elf, it would result in me dying in an unfortunate and inconvenient way. Mm, I have LRD. I have Irradiate for dancing weapons, but like, can I survive dancing weapons? Not with 18 evasion. Oh man, lots of things to think about. I'm just gonna go swamp and I will just do this later. Oh, alligator. Um, so it pulls you backwards now. That's a new thing. It doesn't have the swiftness anymore, does it? It's just faster than you now. Has it always been faster? Because it used to have swiftness. Hmm. Anyway, it's pretty scary thing. All right, play it safe. Go back up, heal to full H, or like, not heal to full HP, regain all the mana. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this for today. Um, I want to go back to streaming more frequently, as I said before. I stopped streaming more frequently for a while, but no, this time I am going to consistently do it. I feel like it helps me a lot when I am consistently streaming, like setting up a schedule and attaching to that schedule that like structure of discipline of constantly doing something is like really helpful for me, I think. And if I'm not streaming, I don't really have that otherwise. So better start um, getting back into streaming. Yep, I'll be back tomorrow with more of this character. I hope that you enjoyed what you saw so far. Hopefully, I don't die instantly tomorrow. I would actually like to win this. Um, I haven't won a Spriggan in probably over a year, like easily over a year. Let's see. This game. Alright, Settlers, Spriggan won. And the bot says that I won in August of 2022, actually. So unless I have won a Spriggan in this account or something, I have not won a Spriggan in like a year and a half. Yeah, yep. I'll be back at a later date. See you around. Thank you for everything. And consider playing Tebi if you haven't done so already. There is a free demo on Steam that you can try if you are even the tiniest bit interested in Tebi. I really liked it, and that's why I recommend it so thoroughly. So yeah, see you around.